Hello and welcome to the Oak and Lamb YouTube channel. My name is Becca Oaks. I'm an owner and craft educator here at Oak and Lamb. Today we are really excited to be showing you the unboxing of our brand new Cricut Autopress. We have not opened this, set it up, or done anything, so we are going to do it along with you and hopefully answer any questions that you might have about the Autopress. So let's get started. As you can tell, the Autopress is quite large. Now, ours came from HSN, so I don't know if they'll all be shipped in the same way, but it came in this box and then there was an extra outer layer of cardboard. So we just cut that off, and then we have this guy, and you can see it has handles on either side. It's pretty heavy. It's right around 54 pounds if I'm remembering correctly. So if you need help, definitely ask for that before trying to move it around. It does have, I don't know if you can see on the bottom right there, on both sides it has a little piece of tape. So I just took my True Control knife, cut that so that we can just easily lift this lid off. So inside the box, you can see we do have our Autopress, and then there are two boxes. One is labeled number 1, one is labeled number 2. So let's go ahead and open those boxes and see what's inside. In box number 1, we have the control unit as well as a cord. This is either a micro USB or a USB-C. I can't ever remember which is which, but that end and then a USB end. I assume that this connects to your computer via this USB. So if you have a newer computer like a MacBook or something like that, you will probably need a converter. We will see as we go along. But again, our control unit here, and then there's an Autopress book, which is really nice. So it will probably do the step-by-step instructions for you to set up your Autopress, but that's why we're here too. So this is going to be really exciting. It also says right here on the control unit, to activate your machine, go to cricut.com/setup. The machine will not operate until it's activated, so we will have to activate this. It should be pretty quick to do that, but let's see what's in box number 2. In box number 2, we have the power cord for the actual Autopress. So this will go in the back of the Autopress, and of course this will go into the wall or extension cord, whatever you're plugging into. There's also some warranty information here if you want to read over that. Now we're going to remove the Autopress from the protective styrofoam pieces that were there for shipment. Remember, this is pretty heavy, so you may need help. And now we're going to remove the plastic from the Autopress. I'm also going to remove this little safety warning. It is about lifting, and it also has a safety warning that this is hot. So now that we've removed all of the plastic and everything is good to go, let's go ahead and plug our control unit up here. This will go into the bottom of the control unit. And I really like how they have engineered this so that it's flush, and then the power cord can come out here. I feel like that's really nice. Also, you can see on the bottom there is a little switch, and you can switch from Fahrenheit to Celsius for your temperature guide. So I'm going to leave mine on Fahrenheit. And then I am going to plug this into my computer. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, I will need a converter for USB-C to Lightning for my computer. So I'm just going to place this in here, plug it into my computer, and pull up Design Space. You can see when I plugged this into my computer, it automatically came on. There is no power button, but the USB powered it and it automatically came on. Let's go ahead and jump over into Design Space so that we can get this activated. Over in Design Space, we're going to go to our little hamburger menu in the top left-hand corner, and then we are going to press New Product Setup. We're going to select Heat Press, and then we're going to select the Cricut Autopress. Now we're going to follow the on-screen prompts. Place your Cricut Autopress on a sturdy surface, and then to complete the setup, ensure connection ports are easily accessible. So all of these spots that you'll need to plug in the back will need to be easily accessible. So now we're going to take that large power cord that was in the box and we're going to plug it into the back of the AutoPress, and then we'll plug it into a wall outlet. So you can see right here, this larger opening is where we'll be putting in the power cord. Just like this, and then we'll plug this into the wall outlet as suggested with the setup process. Now that we have our AutoPress plugged in, we're gonna go ahead and press next. And we're going to connect to our computer using the USB cord, which is what we've already done. Now we can press continue. We need to agree to the terms and press activate. It may take a few minutes if there is an update for the machine, a firmware update or something like that. It's going to go ahead and do that while you activate. So just set tight. It says our control pod is activated. It is up to date, and then we can press continue. So now we want to disconnect the control pod from our computer and then plug it into the AutoPress. Before I move on, I do want to point out that the control pod said update 100%, so it let us know that the update was finished, which is pretty neat. But now we are ready to go ahead and disconnect from our computer right here. And then we're going to remove this. If you have an adapter, remove your adapter, and then we'll be placing this in the back of the AutoPress. Okay, now we're going to take this cord and just place it here, and you can see there's like a little heel. The top of the heel goes toward the top. It doesn't go like this. It goes like this. Now that we've connected our control pod to the AutoPress, we're going to go ahead and press the next button. And it says, position the Cricut Autopress to suit your workspace if needed. Ensure that 26 inches or 66 centimeters are available for open clearance. And then to complete the activation, unlock, then power on. So this is really exciting. We're finished with this part, and we can now unlock and power on our machine. So now we want to unlock and power on our machine. You can see there are 3 buttons right here. There's the power button and then the lock unlock. So we want to press unlock and we want to press the power button. Okay, now that we have everything plugged up, we are ready to kind of look at the AutoPress and see how easy it is to open and close. I don't know if you can hear it on my mic or not, but you might hear a little fan in there. And what that is doing is allowing the entire heat plate to heat up evenly, which is really nice. But before I move on, I want to point out this right here is a removable heating pad, and you can see the bottom has a slip resistant bottom to it, which is really nice. But you can remove this, and if you are making a shirt and you want to put it in your shirt and then place it down, you can, or you can just leave this right here and place the shirt right on top if you want to do that. Really quickly, you can press things up to 2 inches with this AutoPress. So anything more than 2 inches and it won't close properly, but up to 2 inches, so you do have some wiggle room there. I'm really excited to see what sort of projects that we can create with this press and the capability of putting in a 2-inch blank. So that is quite an improvement from other clamshell presses and things like that that won't allow for a 2-inch as easily. Now we are waiting for this to heat up. It does take around 8 minutes to heat up, depending on how cool or hot your room is. But let's go to the overhead really quickly, and we will talk about how easy it is to set the temperature and time setting on your control panel. The project that I'm going to be creating in just a second is going to be using printable heat transfer vinyl, which needs to be set at 350 degrees. So we can go ahead and just turn that dial to 350 degrees. You can see right now it's at 260. So once you get your temperature setting to the intended setting, it goes back to the current temperature setting. And then you just use this dial to select how long you want the press to press. So I'm going to put mine up to 30 seconds, which is how long we use to press the printable heat transfer vinyl. While we're on this camera, we'll go ahead and play with the AutoPress just a little bit. It is still heating up, and the AutoPress should be open while it is preheating. To close it, you literally just close it down and push the handle. And when you push the handle, I'll show you from the front facing camera in just a second. When you push the handle, it automatically pulls the press down. It's an auto press. Haha, I love it. So that's really handy. And then if you need to lift it up before the time is finished, if you wait for the time to be finished, then it will automatically come up. But if you need to lift it up for some reason before the time is finished, then you can just easily pull the handle up that way. So let's go to the forward facing camera and I'll show you how easy that is, and you can see how it works from a different angle. Again, I'm just going to push it down like this. You can just use 2 fingers or even 1. It's very simple. And did you see right here where it locks down? Very nice. The control panel is automatically counting down with that 30 seconds that I had programmed into it, and it will automatically pop back up when that time is gone, which is really nice because if you're wanting to work on something else and maybe you don't want to run over and pop it up after the 30 seconds, it automatically does that for you. So we're still waiting. It has a few more degrees before it hits the 350 mark, and then we will place our printable heat transfer vinyl on our material and we will see how well this works. I'm really excited. Okay, you can see that it has preheated to 350 degrees, so we are ready to prep our shirt and go ahead and get this transferred. If you're new to the channel, then you may not have heard us talk about our favorite printable heat transfer product, and that is the new fun for dark fabrics. We use this for light and dark fabrics. It's just our favorite, but check the links below in the description if you are interested in this product, excuse me. Try it out. It's really amazing. We've been using it for years, but we are ready. I've gone ahead and printed this out and cut it out with my Cricut, and I'm ready to transfer it here to this shirt. This is a Gildan 100% cotton, heavy cotton shirt. I'm gonna spread this out here and sort of get the wrinkles out. If your shirt is super wrinkled, you could go ahead and place it on your easy press and do a quick like 5-second or something like that press on it to get the wrinkles out, but ours isn't that bad. So I'm just gonna leave it as is. And then I want to remove this from the backing and then we'll place it on the shirt. Now, the really neat thing about this easy press is that because it has such a good opening and opens back so far, I can go ahead and place this shirt on the mat and then place this down and not have to worry about getting burnt. Now, the plate on this easy press is 12 inches deep by 15 inches wide. So place your shirt on the easy press in the best spot for you. Doesn't really matter for me because the printable graphic that we are using is right around 6.75 inches. So it won't really matter. I will say one thing that could be challenging if you were placing the shirt on the mat before placing your graphic is getting it centered. So if you think that might be an issue, then place it beforehand and then move it over. But because this is a smaller shirt, it shouldn't be an issue. Now that we have our graphic set, because this is a printable heat transfer vinyl, we do need to cover it with a Teflon sheet or something like that so that it does not melt to the top of our auto press. So I have that covered, and then I'm just going to close my auto press and it will automatically count down and then open back up when we're finished. One thing that I want to talk about, you see I have my hands on the top of this auto press. It is at 350 degrees and I feel no heat at all, which is a great safety precaution that they have thought about when creating this auto press. So I'm really happy with this. Obviously, once you put your hand sort of under this way, then you're going to feel some heat. But it's been 30 seconds. It automatically opened for me. Now I can go ahead and remove this Teflon sheet. And we have a beautifully transferred printable heat transfer graphic. So let's talk really quickly about how to turn your auto press off and to store it. So you can turn it off just by pushing the power button, and you can let it cool off with it open, or you can let it cool off closed. If you want to cool it off with it closed, then you just close it down and hit the lock button, and it will cool off completely fine down here. Leaving this pad in here is fine as well. As far as storing this goes, it's really simple. You can store it like this, you can store it open, or if you don't have a lot of space and it's not something that you want to keep out on a counter or workspace like this, maybe you want to put it behind a door or in a closet or under the table or something like that, you actually can store it like this. You'll need to take the cords out of the bottom, And then it creates that flat surface and you can store it up like this. Now, do make sure that it is cooled down before you store it because the bottom of this does have a little bit of heat, not a lot. It's more right here that you feel the heat. This has no heat at all. This has no heat at all. It's just where the plates are. And as far as picking your AutoPress up goes, you can pick it up by this handle and carry it by the handle, or you can pick it up like this, by the handle in the front. And then there's also sort of like a little cutout in the back where your hand fits perfectly. I hope you enjoyed this video all about getting started with your Cricut Autopress. I must say I am pretty impressed with the Cricut Autopress. You know, here at Oak and Lamb, we are not tied or affiliated with Cricut in any way at all, so we can give you our honest review on products when they come out. And I have to say, this is a lot of money for a heat press, but if you have the money, it is very easy to work with. It is just as heavy as other other presses that I've used, other normal clamshell presses. But I do like the ease of the timer and the temperature, as well as the auto pop up, putting it down, the pressure regulation, and all of those things. In my opinion, get this an A+ product. I really do like it. If you really enjoyed this video, then you will love other content that we create here at Oak and Lamb. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you know when we are live or when we put out other pre-recorded content. We're constantly doing things like this for you all, testing out products and supplies so that you don't have to, and getting our honest feedback to know whether or not it's something you want to invest in. Also, if there are other things that you would like to see us test, make a comment down below, let us know. We'll consider it. We're constantly looking for ideas for new content. I would love to lastly invite you to click the link below and find out what Oak and Lamb is all about. Our membership here at Oak and Lamb gives you great content like this, as well as access to our entire library of cut files with free commercial use license. In addition, we do create member-only content that is available to members only. And we have an amazing private Facebook community of crafters who love to craft and love to help you learn while you're crafting. We would love to have you here at Oak and Lamb because we love crafting and we love crafting with you. Thank you so much. We'll see you here another day for another video.